Don't mind me as I moisturize my hair. So I wanted to just talk about the latest book I read, which was The Nightingale by Kristin Hannah, I believe is her first name. And oh man, that what a book. So this came out, I believe, February 2015. So it's been talked about for a while these past 2 years, and Max from Wellston Books talked about it because he was read it recently on Instagram. I believe he was posting about it, so it made me want to like get into it finally because I had it on my Kindle app on my phone for a while. I think I bought it, who knows, probably a year ago, and like all those books that just pile up. I've been meaning to get to it, and I hadn't, so I did. And whew, where do I start? So this is set in World War I times, World War II in 1940 is World War II, I believe, right? So the Nazis are invading France, and it surrounds the story of these two sisters, Isabel and Vianne, I believe is the second sister. Her name is beautiful, but I probably am mispronouncing it. But yeah, so they are sisters in this war, and they step up to the plate. And they don't think of themselves, well, Vianne at least does not think of herself as a survivor, as a hero. And it's because she stays at home with her kid, Sophie, I believe, and she just, has a Nazi that's living in her home, which, that they used to take over homes back then, and she has to deal with all of the abuse and all the bullshit that comes with that, while Isabel decides to take more direct, like, fuck the man approach, and she goes and signs up to be the one that is taking these men, the airmen that drop, like there's British and American men dropping bombs in Germany, to like, fuck shit up, because of course what's happening is wrong. So when they come out of the parachutes, they land like in these random places around France and etc. So she's the one that's responsible, Isabel, of like taking these men across the mountain back to Spain so that they can get to the British consul so that they can go back to Britain and start like get on the plane and do it all over again. Like it's crazy. Like her role is really, at first I was like, what? She's not gonna be able to do what it is that she wants. And she totally is a badass and I respect her so much. And it just shows like the different ways that women are just like stepping up. They just step up and they don't even think about it twice. Like she just was like, I want to do this, and she was always outspoken, and like her sister was always like, can you calm down? Like when there was two Nazis that stayed at the house. When the first one stayed there, she was always like talking back to him, and the reason she decided to leave and go to Paris, because the town that they live in is like called, I forget, it starts for the C. So yeah, they live in the town outside of Paris, and she decides to go back to Paris because she can't keep her mouth shut around the Nazi that's living at the house. Like Isabel's like, not I. So it's amazing how outspoken she is and how she's like, I'm not gonna just stand down and like take these freaking horrible things happening to my people and in my like country and all around like Europe. And like it's amazing to think about how many people, because it's historical fiction, how many people did that in um the when this was happening. And I think like something that I always think about is like how scary it is to read about historical fiction and like know that it's coming, it's pulling from things that happened in real life, and then how things that are happening nowadays are resembling, like I could see so much of like the people, the women and men that are speaking up for the Me Too, the sexual harassment movement, how they're being brave enough to speak up. And like when things happen around the globe, especially this year, 2017, all the dreamers that were like, and people that were their allies that got arrested today, because they were doing a civil demonstration at the White House to say that they want a clean dream act, because of course they deserve that and they deserve to stay here because they've done nothing wrong. They're just looking to, go to school and work and prosper like their parents would have wanted them to. But yeah, there's so many instances of like ways that I can see people that are just regular people like you and I stepping up to the plate because they see that their civil liberties are being attacked, and they're not going to just stand down and say no and like let that happen. And I think it's so cool. But yeah, enough rambling. Let me know if you read this book. It has been out for a little bit, and I'm sure people have, but I would love to hear your thoughts on it and the thoughts that it brought up for me, and if it brought up similar thoughts for you, depending on what was happening when you read it. And yeah, I just wanted to get some thoughts out there because book thoughts, hadn't done one in a while. I'll talk to you guys very soon.